Okay, we're up online. Thank you everybody for being here. Everyone listening in, thank you for listening in. So today, pretty much we're going to be in, what is it? Psalm 32, I think? 32, 33, something like that. The way of the righteous and the wicked. So, just pretty much, we're going to go through this whole chapter. It is 37. There was a 3 in it, I remembered that much. But this goes through, here's what it is. It's very much a compare and contrast, right? This is what it looks like to live righteously with God. Here's what it is to do it without Him. And I thought it was just a nice, good, straight to the point, like point after point through this whole thing of here's all the areas of your life it's going to touch. So, with that said, let's go to the Lord in prayer. We're just going to go through it today. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your word. We thank you for a clear-cut understanding of what it is to live with you and for you, and what exactly it looks like to do this whole thing without you. We ask that you help us to remember these things. In Jesus' name, amen. So, I look, you can be a glass half empty or a glass half full type of person, right? And I'm more on this, the half full side. I like to hear the positive. This is what the positive outlook of your life looks like. But I also believe it is important to understand where that empty space of the glass, why is that there, right? So I say it's better to look at all the goodness of this, but if you ever need to understand without a whole lot of repercussions what it's like to live on the other side of this, right? The outlaw living, if you will, right? Well, let's take a look and understand. And I think, first and foremost, really, the understanding of the line can look blurry sometimes. If you realize that this line of what is right, what is wrong, sometimes can be blurry, but I think God cuts to the heart of the matter in a lot of those things, and it becomes much more simple. People say it's very hard to understand the Bible. Without God it is. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple, it is hard to understand some of these things without Him in your life. So that's why when we start to get to the wisdom and knowledge of things, I believe wholeheartedly, we got to understand who Jesus is first. And then we can start to mature and grow in Him. A lot of people try to mature and grow to the point of being a Christian, but it doesn't work that way. So a lot of these things seem like catch-22s. But once you get that base foundational relationship with Jesus, it's chapters like this that help us to grow in Him. So, with that said, starting at verse 1. Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and feed on His faithfulness. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and He shall give you the desires of your heart. This is interesting. Very key words in the things that are there. This seems so short, but it is packed full of just very good things. How many Christians do you know that have a problem with people that do bad things and then they get envious and jealous because it looks like they're succeeding? Mm-hmm. And all they can do is focus on what the bad guy is doing. As soon as you move your focus towards this, it will consume you. It will consume your heart to the point of, well, if they're going to do it, I'm going to do it. And you start to get that, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying mentality, right? This is a lie. This is a falsehood. This is no. Shortcuts are exactly that. They do not actually make up for where you should be. And I say it this way because when you take the shortcut in a lot of these things, the way that I'm supposed to grow into something, I will not be able to handle the things down the road if I shortchange myself, right? Like, do I really understand a math problem if I haven't worked enough of them? You get better understanding of things if you work through them at the pace you should, right? And everybody has got a different pace. Understanding that and then getting jealous of somebody else that's gone leaps and bounds forward past you in a thing, stop. Don't focus on them. You've got to focus on your relationship with God, not their relationship with God. So that's number one, right? So this is like a twofold thing. Wicked people taking all the shortcuts they can and cheating their way to the top. And then they can't handle the pressure of keeping it once they got it. Whatever it is. Whatever the goal, whatever the success, they can't handle it once they're there because they haven't done the work. So they don't understand how to sustain. They wither away pretty quick. This life or the next. This is just a principle of God in the way that things work. If you look at the very beginning, He gave us a job to do. Why? Because we need to learn to appreciate the things He gives. If we don't work for Him, we don't really appreciate Him to the extent we should. Now, so going from that negative to this positive is He says, trust in the Lord and do good, dwell in the land. And what do we eat? Feed on His faithfulness. Do you want your faithfulness to grow? Then you need to eat His faithfulness in order to understand faithfulness. I need to, right now think about this. What did Jesus say? When he had the Last Supper. This is my body which is broken for you. What are we doing? We are feeding upon His faithfulness to restore and redeem us back to Himself. He's laying Himself down so that we have something to feed on. That's interesting. I can now become more faithful because I have watched what faithfulness really looks like. Taken to the extreme of it. This is how hard He worked for us. Well, if He's willing to do that for me, I at least have to be willing to do the things He asks. So, I look at Him as the example of what I should be. If He's willing to go that far, am I willing to go that far? I'm not willing to go that far yet. Not everybody is yet. Not everybody can fathom that in their head. Not everybody can go, I love Jesus that much that I'm willing to go as far as He's willing to go. Relationships are always two-way. He's already gone all the way that He can possibly go. There's no going further than what He went. He said, there is no higher honor, I'm missing the word, than for one to lay down their life for their friends.
No greater sacrifice.
No greater sacrifice, there's the word. Thank you. It's right there. So there is no greater sacrifice than to lay your own life down for your friends. What's He teaching us? If you are to be a faithful friend, you're willing to give everything for your friends. You're willing to give everything you've got. Why? Because you love them. It's no longer about me and preserving me. Self-preservation, believe it or not, is something everybody says, well, you gotta take care of you first, right? This only goes but so far, but when you start to look at that, that is a wisdom of the world type of understanding. Am I supposed to not self-preserve? No, that's not what we're saying. But when it is a choice of many over one, Jesus showed us what that looks like. It's no longer about Jesus anymore. It's about all of them, and I'm trying to save them. What's the best possible good? So, the whole self-sacrifice thing. Like, no, I'm gonna be the bad guy. Or I'm gonna do the thing that nobody else is willing to do. Why? Because it needs to be done. I know it needs to be done. And I'm willing to pay that price so everyone can be better for it. So, feed on his faithfulness. You start to really learn and get to the root of like, this is what it is to let me go and be more like him. I gotta eat him. Now, delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. Do you hear the word? Delight. Not just happy, not just joy, but you are like over the moon, over the top, happy to do what God has for you to do. When you are more than happy, when you put everything of you to the side, and all your wants, and all your needs, and all those things, you just forget about those because all I want to do now is what he has for me to do. That's a hard place to get to. I don't care who you are, it is. But when you get there, he says, I will give everything that your heart desires. Whoa. Jesus said it another way. He said, seek first the kingdom, and all these things will be added unto you. What things? Food, shelter, clothing, all the things that you worry about on a daily basis of how is this going to work? Am I going to be able to pay my bills? Am I going to be able to do all this, that, the other, and the next thing? Jesus says, don't worry about that. Worry about what I ask you to do. These are taken care of. Do you want to make your life simple? It sounds so counterintuitive to the rest of the world. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat today. I'm going to eat. How do I know that? Because I am more than happy to do what Jesus has for me to do today. I'm going to do that. All this other stuff, those are minor details. He's the major player in my life. He's the director of all the things. Does he want his servant to go hungry, or walk around naked, or walk around cold, or walk around, name the thing, right? I am very unhappy today doing the work for the Lord. I don't think so. So his faithfulness, why is this connected to the faithfulness? Because he is faithful to provide what you need to have full energy, to have the delight. He's going to sustain your happiness in him because you become a resounding symbol of what it is to follow him. He's going to keep that in the right direction. Does that make sense? It's catch-22. Is my heart there first? My heart has to get there first. Here's what a lot of people do. Prove it, Jesus. You help me, I'll help you. I guess we haven't found delight yet, right? I guess we haven't found faithfulness yet. Because yours is now conditional. I got to learn to be faithful so that I can delight in him. And then a residual effect is God keeps you happy in being his servant. I'm more than happy to do this for God. Look at how well he takes care of me. This is why I tell everybody, you heard me last week, I'm a spoiled brat. Spoiled. He spoils the mess out of me. There's only one reason I can possibly think that he does this. Because every time he asks me to do something, I say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm terrified right now. I'm terrified to do the thing that you asked me to do. I can't tell you how many times he's asked me something that I could not envision for myself doing. I was afraid. Get out of the way, fear. God's asking me to do this. You have no business here. I'm going to do what you asked me to, Jesus. I'm going to do it because you've done all of this for me already. I'm more than happy to do this. No. I know I was afraid for a second. Please, forgive that. Forget that was even there, because I'm more encouraged now, realizing that was a lie trying to stop me from getting to you. Ain't going to happen now. Matter of fact, that made me mad. But then I shifted my eyes back to you, and I became happy to do what it was that you had for me to do. Okay. So, verse 5, commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. He shall bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your justice as the noonday. When I do what? Are y'all hearing these words? This sounds so New Testament, it's not even funny. Faithfulness, delight in the Lord, trust him. These things are very much connected. Now everybody just pray this prayer with me and you're going to be saved. I don't think so. Saying hollow words doesn't save you. Trusting in him, being faithful to him, being happy to get up that morning and say, Jesus, what are we doing together? What is it that you would have from me? Oh my goodness, I've been looking at my phone entirely too long today. Jesus, I'm sorry. I forgot to wake up and acknowledge your presence today. What are we doing? What am I doing? Every now and then I'll wake up and I'm just in that groggy fog of the morning until all of a sudden I'm awake and I go, oh my gosh, I didn't even say hi this morning, Jesus, I'm sorry. That's a different frame of reference, a different mindset of going, something's missing. What's missing? Oh, I'm so sorry. I was so wrapped up in me this morning, I forgot about you. That's crazy, right? How many people walk around in this world not even thinking of Jesus not 1 second of their day? That's rough to me. That is rough living. I couldn't imagine. Where is my happiness coming from? The world? I don't think so. So, he shall bring forth your righteousness as the light and your justice as the noonday. This is you rising. Your righteousness is you rising. But you are justified in the sight of everyone as the light is. Here's how brightly you will shine if you trust in the Lord. You believe in him. Everything stems from him. You've become righteous in his sight, and that is like one of the most beautiful views of the day, is to watch somebody understand their righteousness in God and they rise in it to the point of they are completely justified in the sight of who? Everyone and everything in all of creation can see your light shining. Interesting. These are well thought out words, would you say? Extremely. So now, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his ways, because of the man who brings wicked schemes to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it only causes harm. Stop worrying about it. Why are you worried about them? There's only one entity, one individual you need to be worried about at any part of your day, and that is Jesus.
Mhm.
What does he think? He knows how it's going to end for them. Why are you letting them ruin your day? Let it go. Forsake it. He says forsake. Forget about it. Turn your back to it. Don't remember it anymore. Let it go. It does nothing but harm you. What do they say nowadays? Somebody's living rent-free in your brain, right? How's that affecting them? It's only taking from you in your focus. What am I focused on? Righteousness, justice, or somebody doing me wrong? Am I thinking about God and what He would have me do today, or am I thinking about them and what they have done to me? That's a different way of thinking. Why do I care? I actually had somebody tell me at one point, I was just talking to them, and oh, I got this and that going, and this and that, and this and that, and oh, I gotta go and I gotta do this, oh, my tractor, and this, all the problems. They were like, dang, when it rains it pours, doesn't it, Joe? I'm like, what you talking about? Well, you just always seem to have issues popping up, and I'm like, I always have solutions. Well, there's always a problem solved. What are you talking about? There's always going to be problems. But every problem I have, I get to watch God work. I get to see His solutions be brought forth. What problems? These aren't really problems. These are a shadow convincing me that a monster is in the darkness, coming to consume me. No, it's not. I know the truth. Nothing in that darkness is bigger than my God. My God's brightness and everything that is Him consumes that shadow. What do I have to be unhappy about? All my problems. What problems? Those aren't real problems. If you could take a book, you read the whole thing, you understand how that whole book is written out, and then you go back and you start reading the book again. Are you surprised at the ending? Did it change? Will it change? Do you know how many people get so wrapped up in the way that the story is playing out that they're like, oh my gosh, the hero's going to die? No, you already know how this ends. What are you talking about? They have a problem that has a solution to it. Watch, see? A couple more. See? Solved. Problem solved. If we could see our life this way, because what does eternity have for us? How does this end for us? We already know. We win. I'm a winner. I am justified. I am righteous. I am His son. I have all of eternity to inherit and all of creation to inherit with Jesus. Ha! What problems are you talking about? That doesn't sound like a problem to me. I know how it ends at the very end of time. I have eternity. Okay. So it's kind of funny to me that people get so wrapped up in this illusion of what forever is. It only feels like forever here. Sometimes the clock seems like it's running slower. Why? Because this is a little miserable right here, right now. When you're in a painful spot, it feels like the pain is never going to end. But then you have to remind yourself, yeah, it will. As soon as you remember how it ends, the pain becomes so much more bearable. Oh, this is just for a short time. this is just for a little bit. This problem that's in front of me is temporary. All of this is temporary. So, do not fret. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Gets irritating sometimes. Ooh, that stings. Let it go. Have a better day. You know what I do sometimes? I get so daggum angry. Today's going to be a good day, isn't it, Jesus? I might have 5 more minutes before I go to bed, but it's going to be the best 5 minutes, isn't it? It's going to overshadow the rest of this day. Yes, it is. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Right? Okay, so, verse 9, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait on the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall be no more. Indeed, you will look carefully for his place, but it shall be no more. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The abundance of peace. These problems are all 100% temporary. That's a promise. Give it a little while. Just a little bit. Stop worrying about them. You ever watch? We look at our children that want to tell on the other kid. And what do we tell them? Stop tattling. We already see it. Maybe we're just giving them more rope. Maybe they're going to figure this out after they smack their face into the wall a few times. Or lose their teeth by hitting the ground. Because you told them one time, tie your shoes, but they decided to not listen. But you feel like you need to tell them. Maybe you just let them. Maybe some people have to learn the hard way. Why are you worried about them and not what you have to do for the Lord? We already see they want nothing to do with the Lord. You can see it. You will know a tree by the fruit it is bearing. Well, I'm going to let that one go, because in a little while, $32 acres. Yeah? 32 acres here. I will walk that fence line. And I will look at trees. That one's going to be a problem. I should probably take care of that tree here at some point. I need to check after a storm comes through. There are some trees that start growing in the middle of my fence line. You can actually drive up that way. And I see the trees I need to give some attention to. Here's this one withering, dying back in the back. Do I spend my time there? It's already a problem, but it's already taking care of itself. It's withering, dying, and decaying. It's going to fall on its own. Why spend my time on that one? But here are the ones that are becoming a bigger problem day by day. The longer I let them go, the bigger a problem it becomes. That one's fading, dying, and decaying, and taking care of itself. Or maybe I take care of these problems, which will become bigger. If I don't take care of the small problem, it becomes a big problem. That one's already dead. I'm going to let it alone. It's going to take care of itself. There are people in this world that are going to take care of themselves. You ain't got to worry about that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let it stand in all its glory, because that's the best it's ever going to be for them. If this is all you ever get out of this world and you never find Jesus, I feel sorry for you. I hope you find him. Well, I'm going to let you stay standing. Why? Because maybe at some point, miracles will happen for you. And you will be restored and rejuvenated from within. However, I'm watching this train wreck itself. My faith isn't in you. I'm going to put it over here in Jesus, and he says I've got all these other trees that need to be pruned. And if I don't, they're going to become a problem. Interesting how that works. He'll direct you where your time is best spent. Stop worrying about the troublemakers. They're taking care of themselves. You're not encroaching in what God has for me to do. Why would I bother? I'm going to let you be. He didn't call me to come minister to you. I'm going to let you be. Makes sense, right? All right. So, yet a little while, and the wicked shall be no more. Indeed, you will look carefully for his place, but it shall be no more. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. So, everybody, I've said it before in here, I'm going to say it again, misunderstands the word meek. Meek does not mean weak. Meek is you are strong enough to take care of these problems if you would like to. At any point, you could lift your finger and cut them off yourself. But do you have to? This comes down to the whole parable of the wheat and the tares. Am I strong enough to go out there and tear every single tare out of the ground? Yep, completely. Jesus says, leave them alone. Why? Because you may damage the wheat that's coming up right beside it. So, instead of tearing them out of the ground and messing up the wheat, let them grow together, and when it's time for harvest, then you separate them. It's time to take both out of the way. Got it. So, I'm strong enough to do the job. Well, I'm going to let it go until God tells me it's time for harvest. If they're still in the way when it's time to harvest, then I'll deal with it. Such as a storm comes through and blows that tree over. Did I want to have to deal with that tree twice or once? One time. It may land on my fence, or it may not. I pray over some of those trees and I say, God, that's your tree. You take care of your tree, please. You made it. You made it grow. Do y'all know how many times in the last year I've had trees fall down over top of my fence? Over top of my fence. Big oak trees. Fell over top of my fence. But the branches somehow grew in a way to not smash my fence. Am I right? AJ seen it? There's a branch. It loops up and over the fence and then down underneath the fence and back up. Did you make that branch grow that way on purpose? Like right where my fence is. It just bent right over. This much space. I had one land right on top of a fence post. Big old tree. That fence post is holding that entire tree from smashing the rest of my fence. Seriously? How did you do that? You had me put this fence this way for a reason. There were certain decisions I had to make when putting this fence in. You know, I split a big old pine tree and an oak tree, and I went right in between them. Right in between. I'm talking like, got to have a few people, so I could go around the fence this way or go around. No, let's just go right through it, because that's a pain. I don't know if you realize how hard it is to get a whole roll of fence between two trees that got this much space. But that's what I decided to do for whatever reason. Oh, now I know. God put it in my brain. Because if I hadn't done it this way, it would have crushed my fence. Because it fell both ways. Split the tree in half. This way. What? Y'all take a walk with me later, I'll show you. I'm serious. We went and we saw it the other day. It's crazy. So, the whole point being this, right? I will delight in the abundance of my peace because I have faith and trust in Him, and He has me doing the things that He has me doing, and I don't have to worry about stupid mess like that. It's taken care of. How do I know that? Because for whatever reason, He spoiled me to the point I can go and look at trees that have been growing since before I owned the property. Somehow, these things are taking care of themselves. Because why? I delight to do the things that the Lord has for me to do. It's crazy. You will feel spoiled. There is no, for me, at this point in my life, there is no looking at the way this is all playing out. Each one of those trees is a problem, a really big problem. I could get wrapped up in it, or I could do what God has for me. Don't worry about those things. Worry about what I have for you to worry about. Those things will take care of themselves. And have they? I can't count it at this point. Do you really do that? Like, you're doing this for me. Specifically, you're doing this for me, aren't you? Yes, He is. Yes, there's no doubt in my mind. No. There's no coincidence of how many trees, how many times does it no longer become a coincidence? How many? More than 2? If we say 3, it's almost scientific at this point. That if I pray, I'm worried about that one. It'll be fine. I'm worried about that one. It'll be fine. I think there's at least 5 to 6 trees I've prayed over in this property, and every freaking one of them have taken care of themselves. I mean, but for real, every time? Every time. I'm not worried about the evil and the problems of this world. If I focus on them, I can't focus on what He has for me to do. I have to focus on what He needs from me. Shadows. Temporary. Shut up. Get out of my way. I have things to do for God. Right? That's how I feel about them. Okay, Nat. Right? The wicked plots against the just, and gnashes at him with his teeth. The Lord laughs at him, for He sees that the day is coming. The wicked have drawn the sword and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, to slay those who are upright or of upright conduct. Their sword shall enter their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. You're going to try to come after me. This is not going to work for you. God protects me. He has the things set in His heart for me to do for Him. He made me to do this. Are you sure you want to get in His way? You're not getting in my way. It looks like they're coming after you. They're coming after God. And as soon as you realize that, like, no, did I ask me to do this? No. He sent me. You sure you want to get in the way of His plans? This is not a good idea. Lord, help them. They don't understand. This isn't my choice. You have asked me to do this thing. I feel bad because, like, I have the ultimate cheat code to this video game, and it's you. And they don't understand, like, they think they're cheating. I feel like I'm cheating. Because this is so overpowered for anything to come against. It's just not fair. So, you know, give them a chance. Maybe help them to choose differently than to come after you and me. Sometimes you watch a car wreck and go, you know it's coming. Oh, get out of the way, get out of the way. Oh, they didn't get out of the way. That's how it feels. Okay, I don't have to worry about this. He's got things for me to do. If there is a just boom problem that gets in the way and will not remove itself, and you pray and God, help me get this thing out the way, you then ask yourself, does God want you going that way? Or maybe now that the problem is here to stay, God, is this what you want me to do? This? I'm going that way? Am I going against the way that you want me to go? You start to ask yourself some of these questions, right? And if he says, no, keep going, maybe he just hasn't lifted, you know, it's not time yet. Sometimes it's a be still and wait, like we just read. Sit down.
Blind trust.
Hang out. This will take care of itself. You're just not being patient enough for it to be taken care of. I'm working on it. If you go too fast, you're going to run into a bigger problem. And that other problem's not going to be as nice as this one just blocking you for a second. It actually might take a chunk out your back end, and you ain't going to like that nearly as much. So just sit down and hang out for a second, and I promise we'll get there faster if you just sit down and be patient. Oh, okay. Is everybody hearing the requirement, though? I got to trust him. I've got to talk to him. I got to check back with him. I got to continue to go to him with, here's what I'm looking at right now. Is that you? Is this it? Is this the way? No? Yeah? Oh, it is. Oh, you got this. Okay, got it. I've had problems that have lasted years. I've had a 5-year problem. I got out of the Army in 2009. Did not move here until 2014. I wanted to be here for 5 years. I wanted to be out here. It wasn't time. This property was not for sale. This property didn't even go on the market, and a dude decided like 2-3 weeks prior to us being able to move up here that he was going to finally sell it. So he didn't list it, and I bought it on a handshake. Not a contract, not a down payment. I shook his hand and said, I'm going to get it. All of it. Okay. I trust you. Come on. If that's not God. All this because I said, okay, I'll do what you want me to do. I've done it my way. I'm very unhappy with my way. I don't like it. I'll do it your way. If your way is better, I will do it that way. And he's like, that's the words I was looking for, boy. And then he unlocked my life. And the cheat codes have ensued since. Spoiled. But you know what? Let me ask you this. If you live with the cheat codes for so long, do you ever actually want to remove them? No, thank you. No, we'll keep those there.
No?
We'll keep those in place. It's become much easier this way. I would much prefer the cheat codes over my life rather than
Yes.
struggling and feeling miserable in that struggle. Pain? What is pain? What pain? Pain? Impatience? Mental? Physical pain? What is that? It's nothing. It's a lie. All of it. It's a lie. It's not real. My back hurt for years. I felt sorry for myself. It distracted me from my purpose. Pain, being miserable, sitting in the same job. You know, that job that I have right over there, sometimes it is painful because God loved them, He created them, but some of those people He made, golly, help me, Jesus, because I know You made them for a reason. Some days it feels like just to irritate me. But I know that's not true because everything He made is perfect. I'm sorry. I loved my job, but I hate it at the same time. The only reason I love it is because it allows me to not be distracted from the things He has for me to do. The things He has for me to do are disconnected from that slightly, but if you dig far enough, that's what allows me to do all of this. Thank you for my job. Thank you. Would I trade, if the opportunity came, right, to give that up, but I'd have to give this up? You might hear me cuss about that. Okay? I'm serious. Like, no, no. I'd have to give both of these? No. If this is going to go, no thank you. I'm good. I'll keep that job. I'll keep it, and I'll continue to do it because it allows me to do what I need to do for Him. Do I have a problem? Yes, I do. That's a me problem. I have to readjust and be thankful. He gave me a thorn in the side to remind me that I need Him every day. Okay, fair enough. Got it. That lets me do. Okay. They are connected. He did give me that. That job is a part of my testimony. It is a God enacted thing. I can't get rid of it. Not until He says. Right? So.
All of it.
Yep. Thank you. 16. A little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. That ain't no lie. God lifts us up. We don't lift ourselves. The Lord knows the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. That's a promise. We get forever. He lifts us up. He pushes us into what we're to be. Pretty big promise. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. That's pretty important. So, the days of famine, you'll be satisfied. That's pretty cool. You won't have a stomach ache from being so hungry while everybody else is starving. That's pretty incredible promise. These are all problems that people worry about. Am I going to have enough? Is it going to be enough? Will it? Okay. But you won't be ashamed in an evil time. I will actually feel like I am loved, like I am doing the right thing, that I am correct in being and doing and saying the things that I am led to be in and do, even though everybody else around me is going for the cheap, easy cheaters, whatever. The wicked way. The way that is just not right. They're going to try to put shame on me, but I will not feel ashamed. Right? That's good to know. So, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord, like the splendor of the meadows, shall vanish into smoke. They shall vanish away. There's going to be a point like, I remember evil being a thing. But it'll feel so distant at some point that, was that a dream? Was that real? We did have to do that, didn't we? Man, that was crazy. You ever want to go? Nope. Nope. That was terrible, as a matter of fact. Now it's all coming back to me. Heck with that. No. No, thank you. Next subject. Let's not even talk about it anymore. Like, smoke. It eventually fades and you can't see it anymore. Like, it's just gone. How'd that happen? Gee, I wonder. What's that?
A very distant memory.
A very distant memory. That'll be nice. Right?
Yes, it will.
The wicked borrows and does not repay, but the righteous shows mercy and gives. You want to hear something about that? My brother, right? The wisdom of the world versus what God gives. My brother never understood. There'd be people that would be like, "Hey man, you got $20? I'll pay it back." I've said this for a very long time. I will give anybody $20 just to see what type of person they are. My brother never understood. I need to know that the people that are around me, whether I can trust them or not. And $20 is a cheap price to pay to understand exactly who somebody is. It all sounds the same. A good person saying, I need to borrow $20, and an evil person saying, I need to borrow $20. They both sound desperate and in need, and they both say the same exact things. How am I to tell what type of person you are other than to give? I'll give you $20 just to see, just to know who you are. Here you go. I watched my brother get so mad. So mad that I gave a man $20. Why? He actually took the dude to the side. That's my brother. You don't run no game on my brother like that, right? He gets him off and it's just like chewing him out on the side type of a thing. After I wasn't even there. Dude never gave me back my $20, and my brother was like, see, I told you he wasn't going to give you that $20 back. I was like,
You weren't worried about it?
I don't care about it. I gave something to somebody that needed something right there. He's like, but now he's never going to pay you back. I knew the possibility of it just being gone, and I was okay with it then, because at the end of the day, I helped somebody. That's the worst thing that happened. But you're so naive. No, I'm not. Now I know who he is. Now I know what type of person he is. Now I know if he comes and asks me again, no, buddy, I helped you last time, remember? He'll never want to ask me for anything ever again because I gave to him once and he burnt that bridge and he knows it. So now I don't have to be irritated with him every couple of months because now he will never ask ever again. And he's like, oh, you see, it looks like I'm being stupid to you, but really I've learned a whole lot because I'm watching it for what it is. And I'm willing. Money doesn't matter to me. Understanding the people I surround myself does. He's not one guy I would like to be around very often. So now he's going to avoid me. Why? Because I gave. And he knows he owes. But I'll never ask for it. Why? Because I don't want him to do that whole back and forth. No thanks. You got what you wanted. I gave it to you. You're welcome. So, a lot of wisdom in what God's saying, right? For those blessed by him shall inherit the earth, but those cursed by him shall be cut off. The righteous shows mercy and gives. Those who give shall inherit. Those who take and always take and never give and never help and never show mercy, they'll be cut off. You can't be Christian without having a giving heart. I believe that wholeheartedly. Even if you're not the best giver in the world, there's certain points where God really sticks that thing in your side and says, you better give him something. You know? I think we all feel that from time to time. Okay. But the people that are getting cut off, that's 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. You'll have setbacks. You'll have things you're going to trip and fall, but you're okay. Why? God's got you. No, it's okay to take that hit. Sometimes that hit is teaching us something. We break boards and we break bricks and stuff like that up at the martial arts studio, right? In this process, when we go towards, we're going to start learning to break our first brick. I have them start with our boards, our re-break boards. And I have them over and over, doing this palm strike, boom, boom, and trying to break these boards. You know what the major complaint is for most of the students? Oh, my wrist. My wrist hurts. Oh, my wrist. You're done today. Feel it in your wrist? Yeah. A little bit sore, a little bit tender? Yeah. We're good. Stop there. What are we doing? We're taking hits. Boom. Boom. And they're measured. When it's time to quit, it's time to quit. But I need them to take those hits. Because the entire time we're creating small little microscopic stress fractures in the bones. Not enough to cause like, you know, burrs or anything like that. But we're strengthening the bones. I need your bones to be strong enough to hit a brick and not stop. I need your bones strong enough to hit and not snap. So I need that practice of hitting over and over, because the only way to get strong in that wrist is to hit something over and over with it. And over time, those bones become stronger and stronger and stronger and more dense, to the point of over a year's period of doing this, we're ready to break a brick. There's a whole thing that I'm doing behind that. I explain it at the end. Right now, go until your wrist hurt. Why? Why don't I tell them right away? I need them to have the aha moment. I need them to see that, look, sometimes if I tell you the answer at the beginning, that I'm purposefully hurting your bones, what are they going to do? They're going to back off and they're going to stop before it hurts. I need that little bit of pain to be in them. Now we get an entire week to rest, maybe 2 weeks, based on our cycle, and then we're coming back to it. Enough time for them bones to heal and get you some more. God deals with us the exact same way. He doesn't tell us the end result sometimes. He just tells us, here's the first step. Because we need to be strengthened in our spirit, in our soul. Sometimes it might even be your body, right? Gotta take this, gotta take the hit, but He's still got you. I don't let those students go so far as not one of them so far is actually like broken a bone. I've had some get a little sprain to their wrist because, you know, they cocked it weird when they hit. But nothing actually broken. I've only had one in like a wrist brace. Not a cast. Not an actual broken bone. Why? Well, that's good training. Parents look at me like I'm crazy sometimes. No. This is how we get stronger. Want to do tough things? Got to do tough things. You want to be tough? Got to do tough things, right? So, I explain all that because though we fall, we will not be utterly cast down. We will have a healing period. We will have a rest period. Did you give it your all? Did you do what God asked you to do? We weren't quite strong enough this go around, so we're going to give it a go here in a little bit. And we come back around to it, and oh, not quite strong enough yet, so let's come back around to it. And this is how God strengthens us. Whether it's struggling against sin, whether it's struggling against a person, whether it's struggling to get the concept or the learning experience in which we're supposed to learn from this certain concept. God continues to give us those opportunities to be strengthened. You're not going to be utterly cast down. Are you learning? Are you growing? Are you becoming something new? Have you become a little more resistant to this time around? Did you get a little bit more callous? But you can still feel. All right. So, God is just upholding us. He's not letting us go too far. He's not allowing you to be broken or ashamed or... No. We're getting it. We're getting better. Let's continue on. He's always encouraging and uplifting. Does that make sense? What is He not doing? He's not condemning. There is no condemnation in Christ Jesus. Now, see, look, we got a little better this time. We actually recognized we were about to do the thing, and we were struggling real hard, but the temptation overcame. That's okay. You're still here in my hand. We did better that time. Now, let's try even more. Remember, when you feel that way, pray. Right? Like we learn something every time we go through it. So, I have been young and now I'm old, yet I have seen the righteous forsaken. Have not seen the righteous forsaken. Geez, let me read it one more time. I have been young and now am old, yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken. You're never forgotten about. As long as David, this is David that wrote this, as long as David has lived, and all the things that David has lived through with God, he's yet to see goodness be forgotten. Nor his descendants begging bread. He is ever merciful and lends, and his descendants are blessed. A righteous man, a righteous woman will always provide for their children. Is God righteous? Are you his child? Interesting. If a man can be seen as righteous and will provide for his children, or a woman, how much are you willing to do for your child? Not as much as God. And then you recognize and realize you are his child. Oh. Spoiled. Spoiled. Right? Depart from evil and do good and dwell forevermore. For the Lord loves justice and does not forsake his saints. They are preserved forever, but the descendants of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell in it forever. The descendants of the wicked. Remember, very Old Testament understanding. There is a way out of a family curse. And you can watch it. To this day, see, some people try to say there are no more family curses. Jesus cast them all. No. The only remedy for that family curse that is still existing to this day is Jesus. That is how you break that family curse. It's still there. It still follows those family members. I have watched this in my own family, and you can pick up the patterns. There are some interesting things that you can watch family members do. They're all alike. They all do this thing. Johnsons are entirely too smart for their own good. I can't tell you how many of them try to cheat, steal, and shortcut their way through life because they see it. And they recognize the pattern, and they go, there's a weak spot. I can exploit it. No, that's not what you should do. Maybe we help strengthen the weak spot and we become somebody that is trustworthy. Maybe we look at this just a little different. So, family trait. The closer my family members have gotten to Jesus, the less they try to exploit other people. Sad to say, but that's true. I think you can see it. I've watched one with some families, nothing but women, always picking bad men. I've watched that over and over. Just, why? That's all they know. That's what's familiar. Get some Jesus, it's a lot different. God spoiled me. Because I got a woman that wanted God in her life. It could have been so much worse for me if I didn't have the other half. Right? It could have been so much worse because whenever I saw the things, and she would remind me that wouldn't be right. You're right. If I had the wrong person in my life, that it would encourage me, we have a problem. He gave me somebody to balance the intelligence of seeing, and instead of doing so, well, why don't you help them rather than go against them? Oh, that's a good point. You know? That becomes God working through my life and providing me a woman that would give me the way. And, you know, like, here's my blind spots. She helps me with those, and I help her with hers. So, he doesn't forsake his saints. We are preserved. We shall inherit. Why? Because you're his children. And a good father leaves an inheritance to his children. That is Scripture. If he is our father, he leaves an inheritance. All those are promises that are connected. You know, people just don't realize he's been telling us this stuff from the very beginning. This is what I want to be and do for you. But the wicked reject it. I promise we're almost done. The mouth of the righteous speaks wisdom, and his tongue talks of justice. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. Interesting. You don't talk about being bad. You give wise advice, like just nothing but good comes from you when you have that relationship with God. Where do the issues of life flow from? The heart. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If you're so consumed with God, this is what the picture becomes. If you're focused on what he has for you instead of what the world's distracting you with, this is what's coming. The wicked watches the righteous and seeks to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. I'm not going to let them do you that way. I gave my son. I gave my son. I'm not going to let evil do you the same way they did my son. That's what that's saying. Even if you are overtaken, you won't be judged. You already have been. The worst judgment you're going to receive is in this life. And if you can accept that, the worst it's ever going to be for me is going to be in this life. When I get there, I am no longer to be judged on anything. So, God's not going to leave me in the hands of my enemy for no good reason. Think about Paul. Think about the disciples. All of them martyred. John the Baptist, John, boiled in oil, still survived. Like, okay. And here's us. At the end it says some will be martyred. But you have a very special place in God's kingdom reserved for you. I died for Jesus Club. Like, that's crazy. Right? Jesus died for me and I did it for him. How many people get to say that? How many people want to say that? I don't think anybody actually wants to say that. Paul didn't. But he said, you know what? It is my suitable service. Right? So, wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt you to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, you shall see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a native green tree. Yet he passed away, and behold, he was no more. Indeed, I saw him, but he could not be found. Fast, hard living. Fast and hard living, right? You ever look at somebody that lives that life, and they age so much faster? My goodness, what happened? That's all you could say is, what happened? Everything that the Bible says about life and death and living a righteous life and living by the Word of God, it will bring healing to you. Right? Healing to your flesh and something to your bones. Strength to your bones. If I live my life righteously for God, I'm sorry, but like you could just step back and look at it and go, for goodness sake, go look at facesofmeth.com, right? Like go look at it and you can see how quickly somebody living that life. And it's like, jeez. Beautiful women. Beautiful. 6 months. What happened? It's living that life and it's not for God. It is living wickedly. It burns you up. It just burns you up, burns your body out. All right. Lastly, mark the blameless man and observe the upright. For the future of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The future of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is from the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. It's important that we understand that. Wickedness is going to try to get you. It will come after you. Jesus said, they will hate you because they hated me. And what servant is above his master? They come after you because you love him. Okay. Well, that seems like a waste of time for them, but all right. You're not going to... This is something that is so crazy to me. Is people want to be loved and liked by everyone. That's impossible. You're always going to land on this side or that. It's always going to be you're going to get along with these people or those people. Which side of that fence do you want to be on? I would like to be known for actually being a loving man that cares for people. As much as it doesn't seem that way, for some people, that's 100% true. Why? Because I don't want anybody to actually have to suffer. I don't. But it's going to happen. And if it's your bad decisions that brought you there, I might laugh at you sometimes. But because I tried to help you to begin with and you didn't listen. At the beginning of this, it said God laughs at the wicked. Why? Because he's been trying to help, but they're too foolish to see it. My wife says, you know, I like watching other people be in pain. And it's really like, well, it's more like I can relate to it. I know they're going to be okay. If it's, I know they're going to be okay, that just really hurts. I do laugh, right? It sucks, but you'll be okay. That's fine. If you'll never be okay again, I'm not good. That's rough. It's hard to watch. So, I have my points, but if everybody with good sense knows, don't do this, it's going to end up bad for you, oh, I'm laughing. I am laughing. Because that was just dumb. Anyway, this is so refreshing to me just because sometimes in this world, it seems like evil is going to win. Seems. We've got to remember, every single day, they don't get to win. They don't get to win. It's going to be okay. The problems that you think are so big, they're not as big as you think. You got to think of them as shadows being overcome with light. As soon as you realize they're not real, like none of it's real. None of the problems real. That's going to be very difficult for a lot of people. Just what I said, just that. What you think is a problem isn't really a problem. Like, for instance, little kids always think a scraped knee is the end of the world. They're never going to be okay again, right? Like, and just screaming and hollering. But we as adults know, no, it's not really as big a problem as you think. Here, shortly, that's going to be completely healed and just fine, and your knee's going to work, right? But they make it such a big deal. Resolving to the point of realizing living in this entire world the way it is, all the problems that we think are big problems, there's only one problem. There's only one problem. Who is Jesus? Who is Jesus? Everybody's got to come to this problem and get to a conclusion. He is the way, the truth, and the life. If you can't solve that equation, if you can't solve that problem, then you have a problem. If you have solved said problem, well, it's all over with crying. You already have his peace. You already have his joy. You already have his spirit. You already have him. You have eternity. You have the inheritance. You have everything with him. What problem? Doesn't sound like I have much of a problem. Don't let the world lie to you and convince you the problem is bigger than what it is. That, I think, is the trick and the secret. Getting you to remove your focus from the real problem. Others not knowing there is a problem. Right? All right, with that said, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your word. We thank you for a refreshing reminder of who you are with us, how you see us, and how you always are holding us in your hand. You will never let us go. You will not leave us or forsake us. We thank you just for being so loyal to us when we don't always see it, and to help focus our mind and to make us wise and understanding of all your knowledge. Help us to be built up in you.